Hurry up! Hurry up! They're coming, get in!
Where are they? Spread out. Drag anyone you find onto the boat. Now.
I closed the door as quietly as I could. We sat in the storeroom, crouched amongst lights, wires, and electrical supplies, trying our best not to move, not to make a sound, not to even breathe. We could hear the pirates prowling around outside as their voices echoed above the low hum of the engine. At this point, we were trembling. Suddenly, we hear footsteps approaching. We all felt a jolt of fear, looked at each other, and within that second, the bolt slid open with a clang.
Get up.
It all happened so fast. The moment I realized that all I was wearing was my underwear that I had gone to sleep in was the same moment one of the pirates fired at the floor, and a bullet fragment struck me in my left shin, lodging itself just an inch from the bone.
Get up now.
They marched us outside onto the deck, and then into a speedboat that was waiting for us next to the ship. We were now their hostages, 5 Indian sailors and 1 Nigerian captain, and they were taking us deep into the forest to await our fate. They tied us together on a platform the size of a car that was floating on a mangrove swamp and left us as they celebrated their capture by firing shots in the air for nearly half an hour. We traveled for hours to get to our jungle prison via the waterways. On the way there, the pirates made themselves very clear.
If no one pays a ransom, you will not survive.
Which sometimes followed with a beating. Still in my underwear, I was getting bitten by mosquitoes, and my wound on my leg gave me more and more pain every day. I had to put mud in it because they never gave me a bandage. One day, one of the pirates dragged a skeleton up from the swamp and said,
"You see this? This is what's going to happen to you if your boss doesn't pay for you."
On another day, they showed us some concrete blocks and said,
"If you try anything at all, we will tie you to these blocks and throw you in the ocean."
They kept a watch on us all the time, and occasionally would shoot around us to intimidate us. Days passed. I decided to try to develop a relationship with some of them. I would ask them how they were, if they had children, but usually I was met with silence and a grim stare. There was only 5 of us tied there as the Nigerian captain was kept separately in a hut somewhere else. He was treated much better than we were. They fed us twice a day. They gave us 1 bowl of instant noodles to share between the 5 of us. We had to carefully ration the meal amongst ourselves. They gave us nothing to drink except for muddy water that was usually mixed with petrol. We were so thirsty sometimes, we drank salt water from the river. About 15 days after our capture, the pirates took me to another part of the forest to speak to our ship owner, a Greek businessman called Captain Chris. I didn't know him personally, but I had heard things about him. He was an aggressive, bad-tempered man. "Sir, this is terrible. We are in a very bad condition, and I need you to act very fast because we might die here." I could hear he was furious. The pirates then took the phone from me and walked away. As they took me back, they kept telling me, "We just want money. We just want money." They told us this over and over again.
"But if your people do not give us money, you will not make it home."
We were moved every few weeks from one jungle lair to another. The king, the pirates' leader, showed up from time to time as negotiations were apparently breaking down. He was a big man, much bigger than them all. They were all muscle, but the king? He was at least 6 foot 6 inches, and he carried with him a much larger weapon than them all, with a leather belt filled with bullets strapped around his massive frame. He would sometimes come to us and smoke his drugs, and tell us that the ship owner was not cooperating, and it was going to have consequences. Almost 70 days had passed since we were captured by pirates on the ship. We woke up like we had every day and shared our bowl of instant noodles like we did every day, but this day was different. One of the guards called me over and whispered that it was happening soon. The deal was coming through and that this would be my last day in the jungle. 2 hours later, we got confirmation. The man bringing the money was on his way. We were about to be freed. We were going to be let out of our hell. Around day 70, a small, frail Ghanaian man in his mid-60s approached us in a boat clutching a heavy plastic bag. After he reached us, something already felt wrong. They suddenly started beating the old man. The king complained about how the money was short and then hurt the old man in the leg. Then he walked up to us. None of us knew what was going to happen at this very moment. Will he hurt us all out of anger from being cheated and lied to? Or will he leave one of us to send a message? Whatever was going to happen, we were all practically skeletons at this point, and there was no way we would survive without his mercy.
"He will stay."
He pointed over to the old man writhing on the ground.
"You can all go. Take his boat, but we will not protect you. If another group of pirates gets to you,
It will be your own fate." He then walked straight to me directly and said, "Bye-bye." We could not have moved any faster to get to that boat. We ran with every strength we had left, and when we got to the fishing boat, I told the driver to take us where he had come from. It must have looked very funny to him because all I was wearing was my underwear and a torn, ratty t-shirt that one of the pirates had given me. The boat rocked unsteadily from side to side as it motored away. After nearly 4 hours, we had to stop to get some fuel. When we got to the shore, we walked toward a group of men playing football who looked alarmed at our state. We explained that we had been kidnapped and just got freed, and they quickly ran to give us some water and a place to rest. 3 of the village's biggest men stood guard all night. We finally felt safe for the first time in 70 days.